Change your heart, change your life, change the planet.
Oh, sweet little Wolfie. Waking up to a fresh coating of snow on the ground, a little dusting. It makes me very happy, but the roads are going to be kind of slick heading up the mountain today. Want to see the stream across the street? Let's see if I can get down there with my Crocs on without falling. Here we go! I've got a trail a little further away, but it'll take too long. It's really beautiful. We've got all these waterfalls right across the street and cliffs down to the river. Can't really see the waterfalls, they're up around the corner there, but it's such a beautiful spot. On hot days in the summer we come down and we've got some swimming holes that we jump into, and then I've got a ton of trails across the street over there. It's a 15,000 acre farm, just riddled with trails through the woods. There's my house.
Hey everybody. A lot of you have been asking me about my daily dental routine, and I was about to engage in that, and I thought, perhaps I should film it. So here we are. Welcome to my bathroom. The first thing that I do in my routine, especially if I've had nuts or dried fruit, is to floss. And I've never mastered the string floss. I just couldn't get the hang of it. So I found these little, where are they? Right here. Little flossy sticks. And this one kind of has a wide tape on it. So you can kind of wiggle it back or around between the teeth. And again, if I've had nuts or dried fruit, some of that can get really stuck between the teeth. And the water pick won't get it out. So nuts or dried fruit, I go in and I floss. Then the next step is the water pick. Right here, this is the water pick water flosser, and I broke the high pressure nozzle, which I much prefer, so I've got the regular nozzle on there, but I'm going to get a new high pressure nozzle. And what I'll do is I'll go up and down in each of the gaps. So I'm not just like going back and forth, I'm actually going in, up and down in the gaps, and then I pause, which I showed you the other day. I turn it off after about 15 seconds, I spit, and I turn it back on, and I'll do 30 seconds on the bottom, 30 seconds on the top, although I probably don't need 30 seconds because I'm missing 4 teeth. And then I will turn it around and do 15 seconds on the inside of my teeth, bottom, 15 seconds on the inside on the top. So it's about 1.5 minutes total. And make sure you put warm water in there if you have sensitive teeth. Man, that hurts if you don't. High pressure cold water going right into a nerve. Okay. Then I brush, and I don't use toothpaste. I've been looking for a really good toothpaste, and I just haven't found one yet. So if you have any suggestions, please let me know. A lot of the natural toothpastes are really abrasive, and you grind your enamel off. So I don't want anything abrasive. I'm looking for something that has xylitol in it, and perhaps some essential oils that may be beneficial. Xylitol helps balance the pH in your mouth, so that your teeth can remineralize, so the saliva can do its job, right? But no toothpaste, just brush with warm water, gently, up and down, really gently. Where's my toothbrush? Right here. The bristles are supposed to not just go on the outside, but also go in between the teeth and in the gums. So if you're pressing too hard, that was kind of a silly illustration, the bristles flatten out and they can't go in between the teeth. So you just want to gently go up and down, and that way the bristles can get around in all the crevices. So I brush with warm water, gently, up and down, for like 1.5 minutes. Then, twice a day, I will do oil pulling. This is Trader Joe's organic virgin coconut oil, and If you've never seen oil pulling, it's something I'm new to. It's a new practice for me. So let's get this started. I've got a tablespoon here, and you put it in your mouth. Let it melt. It's kind of weird. I've been practicing with different amounts. I could probably go with half a tablespoon, so I'm learning myself. Tablespoon's probably too much, so try a half. Melt it. Don't swallow. Okay, don't spit it in the sink or the toilet or the shower because you'll clog up the drains. It'll harden in there and it'll be a nightmare. So have a glass ready, spit it in a glass, and then I compost it. Okay? So twice a day I do that in the morning, and I'll do that in the evening before I go to bed. And again, this is a new practice for me. And the whole point of oil pulling, I did that for 10 minutes, by the way. So you do that, swish it around, don't swallow it for 10 minutes. And there are tiny little microtubules in your teeth, and bacteria can get inside of those tubules. Your teeth look solid and smooth, you know, with the eye, but under a microscope you'll see they're very porous. And bacteria can get into those pores, into those tubules. So brushing is not going to reach that, flossing is not going to reach that, water picking just for 30 seconds or a minute and a half is not going to reach that. So the oil pulling is about getting deep into those tubules to pull or draw bacteria out. Oil pulling. So you're pulling the bacteria out of those tubules. So I do that in the morning, so any bacteria that might have set up shop in my mouth overnight, I can pull them out to start my day. And before I go to sleep, I want to kind of draw any bacteria out of my mouth before I go to sleep. So I think for me personally, the research I've looked at, those are the two most important times. When you get up, when you go to bed, do some oil pulling. And last but not least, I have 2 glasses in here, one to spit in and one for baking soda, okay? So here's my baking soda glass. Oh, let me just show you this. It's Arm & Hammer baking soda. I'm not going to eat it. I'm not going to swallow it. I'm just simply going to put it in the glass. Can you see that? And I'm not measuring it right now because I'm holding a camera. Normally I would measure, there we go, a little less than a tablespoon, like half a tablespoon. Stir it up good. And what this is an alkalizing rinse. Baking soda is quite alkaline. So after I eat, I do a little alkalization on my mouth. If I'm not going to brush right away, if I'm not going to water pick right away, especially if I do juice, like orange juice, any kind of citrus, you don't really need to brush. In fact, brushing is really dangerous if you do citrus because the citric acid and even the ascorbic acid can soften your enamel. It weakens the enamel. And if you brush after doing citrus, you can actually brush some of the enamel right off. So what I do after doing any kind of citrus, especially baking soda, water, warm water. And you can spit that in the sink. And I'll do that twice. There we go. Now the final thing, dump out the remainder. Take a little bit of water to rinse your mouth. notice that the water now tastes really sweet. The baking soda has some strange effect on your taste buds that when you drink plain water after doing a baking soda rinse, it tastes sweet. It's the neatest thing. So the baking soda, you swish it around for like 30 seconds to a minute, and that's going to change the pH of your mouth and of your saliva. And then you can rinse it out. You don't want to leave it in there because then you're going to swallow it. Okay? So that's my routine. I hope that was of value to you. I'm doing everything I can to save what remaining teeth I have. And let me talk about that for a quick sec. These are not things that I have to do. Like, I don't think, oh man, I got a water pick. I just had some, food, a salad. I got to get the greens out of my teeth. Or I just had some dried fruit. I got to come in here and floss. Like, for most of my life, those things were really annoying, which is one of the reasons I didn't do them. Because they got in the way of me doing other things. I was always in a rush. I had to finish. But now the perspective I take is, I really like myself. I really care about myself. I want to have a powerful, abundant, beautiful future. And I don't want to be in a rush. I want to enjoy this moment, and I want to take the enjoyment of this moment into the next. And a lot of that comes from self-care, just taking care of yourself, realizing that who I am right now is enough. I don't need to rush off to the next thing. I don't need to improve myself before I have value. I can be right here in the bathroom having a good time, providing self-care, and I get excited about that. It's like, hey, I'm taking care of myself right now, and it feels good. It's like getting a massage or back rub or foot rub or whatever, but you're doing it to yourself. So I eat, and then I can't wait to come into the bathroom, not because I have to, but because I'm excited to. It's like, yeah, I'm going to take care of my teeth now. It's like taking care of a little chick or a little kitten. You come home from work or you come home from school and you can't wait to go feed it and cuddle it. And I do that with my teeth now. It's like, oh, my little teeth, I need to clean them. Oh, sweet little teeth. Yeah, whatever, I'm a nut. But it works. And I'm no longer stressed about my dental routine. It's not like, oh man, I'm going to spend 5 minutes in the bathroom working on my teeth. It's like, I get to spend 5 minutes in the bathroom having a really good time, caring about myself, taking my time, being present, telling myself that I matter, telling myself that this is important and this is good. Okay, try it. Anyway, there we go. I'm off for the rest of my day. I'll bring you along. See ya. So as I was driving down, I was finishing up the book Mindsight, and someone asked me about what recorder I use. So I want to show you. There it is. It's an Olympus WS801. I'll put a little title on there. And this guy, I love it because it allows me to record like 200 hours worth of notes. So I can just keep recording for a month without transferring it to the computer. But I do try to transfer them every couple days in case something happens to it. It's got a little slider on the back. And if I push that, a USB plug pops out and I can just plug it right into the computer, transfer it. It shows up like a little hard drive on my computer. And then I just copy the folders over. And you can record in different formats, MP3, WAV. I record in MP3s just because it's easier on the Mac to work with those. But it's really simple. It's got a record button and a stop button. Those are the only two buttons I use on here. Oh, and a hold thing on the side because I don't want it recording while it's in my pocket. So I push that up to hold it, and then when I want to record, I just pull that down and I hit the record button. And my finger now knows where that record button is, so I don't even have to look at it. Because when I reach into my pocket, I feel for the hold button on the side. So I know if the hold button is right there, that means the record button's right there. So anyways, really simple. And you can pause the recording, that's the best part. Because sometimes in a book, someone starts making a point and then they tell a story and then they finish the point at the end of the story. So you've got like 3 minutes of stuff in the middle that you don't need to write down or record. So I will record the beginning of the point. I will hit record again and that pauses it. And then when they're done telling the story and they get back into the juice, I hit record again. It is now unpaused and I can finish recording that thought. And then I stop when I'm done with that note. Anyways, I love this. it's saved my butt so many times because it allows me to offload my thoughts. I don't have to walk around all day trying to remember things. I just put it in here and let it go. I don't have to think about it again. So it frees me up to learn new stuff, frees me up to experience the world without trying to hold on to information. It's given me a lot of freedom. Okay? I am running to the post office because a bunch of people bought shirts today because I'm running a sale, and if you didn't know that, I'm running a 30% off sale on Running Raw t-shirts and my audiobooks until the 8th. So that's 3 days away. So if you haven't seen the shirts, see if I can do this with one hand. They're Running Raw on the front, and they say powered by raw food on the back. I'm doing a terrible job. Oh, look at that, I can. Can you see that? Can you see that? Does that work? Anyway, they're a technical wicking fabric, which means they pull moisture away from your body. That's runners love these. I love them. The sweat just doesn't stick to you. The shirt doesn't stick to you. They're a really nice cut. I searched and searched to find a shirt that I thought looked good, especially on thin people, because most shirts are too boxy and baggy. And a lot of runners and a lot of people eating a raw or fruity diet tend to be rather thin. So you want a shirt that looks good on a leaner frame. And that's these, so I'm gonna go ship these off. And if you want one, you have till the 8th to get 30% off. All right, I'm off to the post office.